People are going to crash my game.
Of course. I was like so happy.
Yeah, I don't like buying.
Yada. Well, let me ask you a question. Is your matching
No, they
what was the phrase? At least Yankees made it.
That's Mr. Cranker.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to South Lewis School District. My name is Andy Leindecker. I'm the current South Lewis Board of Education President. I'm happy to be here with all of you to celebrate the grand opening of our elementary school addition. We're also thankful that so many of you could come out this evening to be a part of our ribbon cutting. This evening we have a great event planned, which starts with a few comments from our guest speakers, followed by a large ribbon cutting and some pictures, and ending with a reception and at our new cafeteria with self-guided tours. But before we get things started, I would like everyone to please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
At this time, I would like to introduce a person who, to me and many others, was a great neighbor, teacher, and board member. Former South Lewis Board of Education President, and so much more, Mr. Barry Warzak.
I remember Andy when he was around the corner from a little kid. Yep. Okay, things have really changed, haven't they? I just got a couple of remarks I'd like to make, and first of all, a school building is more than just bricks and mortar and glass. It is a building that is made up of 5 essential groups. And I would like to take this opportunity to thank each of these groups that have made South Lewis a great place to work, to learn, and to grow up in. The first group I would like to thank are the SRPs. It is the bus drivers, the custodians, the cafeteria workers, secretaries, and other support workers that have made South Lewis a safe, a clean, and orderly place to work and learn in. The second group I'd like to thank is the teaching staff, librarians, nurses, teacher assistants, aides, coaches, counselors, who have provided our students with a positive environment to learn in, to reflect, to mature into productive adults. The third group I'd like to thank is made up of the administration and the school board. Their guidance and their support for educating our students has been essential in the success of our students. And the last group, at least to me, is perhaps the most important element that has made South Lewis Central School District a great place to work and learn in. I would like to thank the parents and the residents of the school district itself. They are the ones that have gone the extra mile to provide the support of their children's education. It is truly a team effort. The thing that I most admire of these groups is that they have one thing in common, and that is the success of each and every student. Thank you. Thank you, and keep up the good work. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Warzak. Now I have the privilege of introducing yet another amazing person who also has given and continues to give so much to our South Lewis family. The man who needs no introduction, our Superintendent of Schools, Mr. Douglas Freeman.
Welcome everybody to our ribbon cutting and our grand opening. Today is a very significant day. The project has been significant. In many ways, it's hard to believe that we're actually here. a single campus in South Lewis Central School District. That has finally come to fruition. It's been beautiful to watch ideas and dreams become plans on paper and finally come to life with real bricks and mortar with this amazing facility and campus that we stand before today. In my office, I have a few quotes that drive me, that help make up my philosophy of life and leadership. They include such statements as, unless it's fatal, it's no big deal. That helps me to try to keep perspective on a day-to-day basis. Another one reads, farming looks mighty easy when your plow is a pencil and you're 1,000 miles away from the cornfield, reminding me not to get too far removed from the everyday work. But the quote that I find most meaningful today is the one that reads, never confuse a single defeat with a final defeat. This project is a symbol of perseverance, diligence, and not accepting anything less than is what deserved and perhaps destined. As many of you know, it took 3 votes to get this project approved by the voters of South Lewis. I believe they got it right each time. Also, let me say that I'm fully aware of the 3 B's of public speaking. Be good, be brief, and be gone.
There you go.
But this day has been generations in the making, so today I'm going to give this moment its proper attention. So let me apologize in advance. I'm going to need a few minutes. I have a few pages. I want to warn you, so please get comfortable. And I'm not joking. Today is very much a celebration of our future, but it is also a celebration of and time to honor our past. We have described today and this campus as bittersweet, and it is. It's a celebration of this new campus and the future, but it's also the recognition that the last of our community schools, Port Lyden and Glenfield, have closed. Therefore, please let me start by taking time to recognize the history of South Lewis Central School District. This district, South Lewis, itself was only once a vision. South Lewis Central Schools did not exist until the 1963-64 school year. South Lewis was created when 5 different independent school districts, Constableville, Lyons Falls, Gregg, and General Martin or Glenfield, and eventually a 6th, Port Lyden, banded together for the good of this community to consolidate. Those 6 different school districts formed what we now call and know as South Lewis Central Schools. That consolidation was a challenge and a tough sell to each of those local communities way back then, much like our efforts in single campus. Yeah, that one's off. So let's try that. Go just to this. It has been quite the journey from the 1963-64 school year to the 2021-22 school year. As early as the 1980s, the whispers and talks of a single campus in South Lewis could be heard. After decades of whispers and talks, on December 12, 2006, a public referendum vote for a single campus was held. This was spearheaded by then Superintendent Frank House and then Board of Education President Barry Warzak. It was soundly defeated 780 to 460. 11 years later to the day, December 12, 2017, South Lewis gave it another try. This time I was superintendent and Barry Warzak was still the Board of Education President. It was a closer vote, but it was still defeated. But this time by less than 100 votes, 545 to 463. That vote was just too close to let go. So after much discussion and debate, we set out to try a third and likely final time. This third vote, this time on October 23, 2018, again with Barry Warzak as president, was finally the charm. The voters of South Lewis approved the single campus referendum by a vote of 732 to 602. It was the largest voter turnout in South Lewis history. Remember, never confuse a single defeat with a final defeat. That vote has brought us to today. A significant day because that long journey that started back in the 1960s has finally come full circle. No longer are we 6 different school districts. Rather, we truly are one district, one building, one family. Let me thank the people who helped us get to this day, and there's a lot of people to thank. First, the South Louis Board of Education. They supported this vision, which is easier said than done. While I may have been the main face and voice on behalf of the district, I was only able to do so because of the unwavering support of the Board of Education. I'd like to recognize the current South Louis Board of Education members: President Andy Leindecker, Vice President Don Ludovici, Tom Birmingham, Paul Campbell, Jessica Carpenter, Christine Schofty, Blake Place, Justin Zitch, and Richard Ventura. I would also like to thank all former Board of Education members, some of whom are here today. Specifically, let me thank Barry Warzak, Scott Shanofsky, and Mike Lisk, as they were on the board when this project was finally approved, and each played a significant role. Thank you to all of our board members, past and present, for your courage, vision, and support. This project would not have been possible. Let me thank our administrative team. This is a loyal, dedicated, hardworking, and talented group that I have the honor of working alongside each day. They are Scott Carpenter, our IT director, Deb Damagala, curriculum and data coordinator, Judy Duper, middle school principal, Steve Fuller, food service director, Andy Kurkowski, transportation supervisor, Kathy Littlefield, director of special education, Chad Luther, high school principal, Rich Ponectera, buildings and grounds supervisor, Christine Sobel, elementary principal, Chris Villier, elementary principal and director of athletics, and Barry Eddy, business administrator. I would also like to thank all of our former administrators. Specifically, I'd like to recognize Brian Oakes, longtime director of health, physical education, and athletics. He was an integral part of this entire project from beginning to end. Also, former Superintendent Frank House. He was the first superintendent to put this single campus vision to a public vote. It was his efforts and those during his time that helped to get the ball rolling, to get people thinking and really talking. It was those efforts that laid the foundation for the successful vote. I'd like to recognize Kate Ackerman. Kate has been the secretary to the superintendent of schools for the past 35 years. She has been on this ride with the person in that office for over 3 decades. She knows and pours her heart into this district as much as anyone. I thank her for her endless efforts that are behind the scenes that have been the backbone of this district for 35 years. Next, I'd like to thank the employees in South Louis. When we nearly lost vote number 2 in 2017, we called upon our employees. We knew that if they got their weight behind this project, that it would be helpful. I knew that our community respects and believes in our employees. I knew if our employees supported this project in a vocal and in a public way, that we would have a chance. When I made the call to our employees, guided by the leadership of our union presidents, they rallied, and I believe that's what ultimately helped to carry the ball over the goal line. I want to thank former SRP Union President Mark Austin, current SRP President Teresa Garnsey, and SLTA co-presidents Jana Brown and Marcy McGuire. Next, I'd like to thank our architectural firm, SEI Design, and specifically Mike Eberts. This project was more than just a capital project in a school district. It was a vision, it was a passion. It was attempting to change the course of history for our local community. It was an effort to impact generations of students and families. It was an attempt to become a single campus, the closure of schools, and the construction of new. No easy task, and quite honestly, one that is very rarely accomplished. The firm that you work with on this type of project needs to know you, your school, and your community, and they need to care. Mike Eberts and SEI Design care about the district. I want to thank him and the entire SEI team for staying the course with us through all 3 votes. They did countless hours of work over months and years without payment until we finally received voter approval on the 3rd try. Mike, I just realized maybe that is why you cared so much. With SEI, we have an entire design team that also deserves our thank you. At this time, I'd like to thank and recognize the following firms who were part of this project: M&E Engineering, Appel Osborne Landscaping Engineering, Torsha Structural Engineering and Design, Geen Engineering, and Commercial Kitchen Consulting. Next, I want to thank our contractors. They are the meat and potatoes who literally built this dream. To our contractors, I want you to know your importance, how the work that you did was for our children, our students, our faculty and staff, our community. What you built will be a sense of pride for generations. You did not just dig holes, pour foundations, run wire, knock tin, and hang sheetrock. Rather, you built the future of South Louis. I hope you bring your kids and your grandkids by this building in 5 and 10 and 30 years and tell them you helped to build this school. We had 7 excellent contractors on this job. Our general contractor was BB Construction, HVAC was Lawman Heating and Cooling, our site contractors was Fred Burrows Trucking and Excavating, our DDC was Core Climate Controls, electrical was Watson Electrical, plumbing was Bellucci Enterprises, and our food service was Joseph Fleehand Company. I also do not want to fail to mention to thank our Clerk of the Works, Tim McDonald. He was the eyes and ears for this district during this project. In Tim, we found the right person for the job. He is a proud South Louis graduate. I can always tell that he took pride in doing a great job for South Louis. We also have some very special and unique guests here today that both deserve recognition and our thanks. Josh Heinz and his family. Josh was the generous donor of over 42 acres of land to South Louis, upon which our new athletic fields sit. Without that land and Josh's generous donation, today's celebration of South Louis as a single campus would not be possible. Josh is here with his brother Ben, who was instrumental in helping to facilitate the transaction, and many other of his family members. Josh donated the land in memory of his parents, Dr. Herbert W. Heinz and Barbara Dowling Heinz, and his beloved brother, Anthony Lawrence, as a large portion of the property donated was one of their favorite places on earth. We are proud to have been able to place a memorial at the flagpole near the new playing fields out back, recognizing this very generous gift. Before you leave tonight, please take a drive out back, see the new playing fields, and see the memorial. We certainly are grateful to Josh and his family. Thank you. Also, I would like to thank our entire South Louis school family, the students, faculty and staff, parents, and community members who, in both small and large ways, have been a part of this district all the way back to that first 1963-64 school year. Schools are special places where memories are created and live forever, first and foremost because of the people. So I thank all of you for being a part of South Louis, for being here today, for sharing in our history, and for sharing in this memory. As I look around, I see former teachers, I see former board members like Carol Paluk and Adam Smikla. I see former administrators like Martha Jones and Dave Abraham. I see Alan Woodruff staring right at me there. I even see one of my favorite South Louis families out in the back, the Gilbert family. That's Peter with the cowboy hat on there. It's a great moment, and we're very thankful for all of you to be here today. My last thank you, and perhaps my most important one, is to my family, and specifically my wife, Jennifer. Being a superintendent is a demanding job. With it comes stress and many long hours. It is a 24/7, 365 job that you never get away from. Nights, weekends, holidays, vacations, follows you wherever you go. Capital projects are a full-time job on an already full-time job. It takes sacrifice of the entire family. This project was more than work for me. It was a passion. And I was involved in every aspect from start to finish, both big and small. My family knew this, they supported this, they understood this, or at least they tolerated it. They got less of me because South Louis got a lot more of me. Without the support and understanding of my wife, who, by the way, is superintendent of Carthage Central School District, who is also in the midst of a capital project, and my entire family, I would not have been able to give my heart and soul like I did to this project. Jen, thank you, and I love you. Let me turn my attention to this building, this campus, and our facilities. They're absolutely something to be proud of. This project was not just new construction of nearly 80,000 square feet dedicated to the elementary school, but it was also renovation of a great deal of the existing footprint. Some of the highlights include a renovated high school guidance office, a renovated occupational therapy, physical therapy suite, a new middle school, high school kitchen, renovated middle school and high school gyms, a resurfaced track, a new basement team room, a new middle school nurse's office, spirit graphics and South Louis branding near the auditorium, the band and chorus for food service and athletics. The district office is now the elementary office. Second floor classrooms are now the district office. The new building consists of universal pre-K to fifth grade classrooms. UPK came first on the first floor, second, third, and fourth grade, and even some middle school fifth grade classrooms on the second floor, along with the CSE offices. AIS, special education, and support service rooms scattered about on both floors. There's a new board and profession development room. There's a curriculum data and IT office suite. There's a beautiful new gym. There's state-of-the-art music and art rooms and a new computer lab. There's an amazing playground for our students with a rock amphitheater, beautiful plantings, great playing fields, including 2 new soccer fields, a new baseball field that has infield turf, and a 9-inning scoreboard, even though we only play 7 innings, just in case. There's architectural features like sloped ceilings on the first floor, Nurazzle hallway floor tiles, wall tiles, these beautiful stair towers that kind of break up the monotony of a long, long, straight building. There's a canopy here in the front and in the back. There are 6 trophy or display cases around the interior courtyard in the new elementary school, designed to be 1 trophy or display case for each of the original 6 school districts that made up South Louis, that we intend to work with the alumni associations to fill and utilize those locations. Right behind me, I'm standing on a medallion with entrance pavers with a compass in the middle reminding us to never lose our way, with a granite ring around it, with each of the original 6 school districts carved in it, along with our motto, 1 district, 1 building, 1 family. There is a great deal of thought and consideration by many, many people that has gone into this project. It's not just a building. I hope you take the time to walk through tonight to see what our students, our faculty and staff, and our school community get to enjoy and experience each day. Finally, lastly, please let me share with you that being superintendent of South Louis is one of the most important things in my life and one of my greatest and most humbling pleasures. While I am not personally a proud graduate of South Louis Central School District, my late father, Harry Edward Primo, was a 1963 graduate of the last class of the Constableville School, one of those 6 original school districts that came to form what we now know as South Louis Central Schools. I can't help but think of him today and somehow feel connected to not only the present day and future of this district and community, but also its storied and wonderful past. I am proud, most of all, that our facilities, which are now second to none, finally match the type of people we have always had in South Louis, second to none. What a humble honor it has been to be part of such a historical moment in this community. South Louis is now, once and for all, 1 district, 1 building, 1 family. All because this district and this community did not confuse a single defeat with a final defeat. Thank you for the opportunity to speak and share these words with you today. Thank you.
On behalf of South Louis, I would like to thank each of you for taking the time out of your busy schedule today to come here and join us in honoring our past and celebrating our future. Mr. Primo, let's cut the ribbon.
Okay, we're going to take a few different pictures. Our first picture, I'm asking for our current South Louis Board of Education members to come forward, along with the core design team of the administrators that were a part of that, Barry and Scott and Brian Oakes, Chris and Chris, Rich Ponectera, along with the design team that was part of the SCI design and all of our architects and engineers that were part of it. If you could please come up at this time for our first picture. We're going to take a few different ones, okay? But this is our first one.
Everybody kind of switch up to the ribbon there. Everybody come over here. There we go. You can cut it. There's an actual cut. Okay, well, let's get the picture first. I was told they work.
Okay, next I'd like all former Board of Education members and all current administrators and former administrators to please come forward for a picture.
Come on in, don't be shy. Let me see your face. Come on in. Guys, come over here and hold the ribbon. We need someone so we can see it. You don't get in front of me. All right, Mr. Warner, just put it up. Don't cut into scratch. Okay, you ready? Go ahead and give it a cut. You gotta open that wider, I think.
We'd like the Heinz family to come up and please join us for the picture.
Holmes, you can't be an old. She was only that Even if they call me years apart, I know they're old.
And lastly, we would like absolutely everybody to come up if you're willing to get into the picture. We're going to take one big group picture of everybody that's willing to come up today. So please come on up. We're going to take a big group picture.
I know we're going to have a little serenade. Showtime. Yes. Here we go. 1, 2, 3.
Beautiful fall.
Okay, next, we want to thank you all for coming. You are all welcome to stay, and we have a reception in our elementary cafeteria. We have some cupcakes, we have a cake, some cheese and crackers, and something to drink. So please join us in our elementary cafeteria. Feel free to walk the campus and enjoy this beautiful new facility that is now our home here in South Louis. So thank you very much. Appreciate it.